Yeah, already they're pushing in towards the B side itself. Sky Smokes is in to delay their push, but with the information that's been given from Fade, here comes the execute and Deathmaker doing what he does best with the raise. He'll be able to get an opening for the team. Post plant is in, which means there's only 2 players left for Enigma Gaming to hold their ground. Can they succeed?
Right, our MW1 now holding this close doorway. Actually not going to be forced into a fight just yet. Enigma, they kind of collapsed on this initial fight. And so for a Fade and a Viper, yes, 2 players of Velocity are low, but they need a miracle if they want this to work. And as Right to Ace is going to be ready, and just look at the crossfires from Velocity here. Really nice setups. Deathmaker, he has the info. Doesn't need to fight off the back of that. It just forces RBK into more and more uncomfortable positions. 2 quick kills do make it look pretty strong, but MW1 is able to chime it back, leaving Excali in a 1v2.
And now they're ready to make a push. Let's see.
MW1 first will leave the charge. There's the opening. Beautiful catch up on Excali there. RBK is able to chime back, though, with a wonderful little foray with that Sheriff. And RBK still standing. Jazz Control's going to be in terrible position to hold. 3 kills from RBK. And Velocity have just stagnated. 3 versus 2. Right to Ace finished off and sent to hell. On the topic of hell, though, LF has got a little bit more fight in him. 1 versus 3. Low HP on the Sky means this is possible, but still, only half HP means that these Sheriffs are going to be that bit scarier. Rexy on the shoulder peak, goading, inviting LF to take a fight, but he doesn't need to. There's raw fuel to fall. Suddenly things do look a bit more manageable. Low HP on so many players here. Antidote is holding it crossfire. How much mileage can they get from it? Antidote is going to swing in to U-Haul at the same time. Here's the initial shot. Out goes the Hawk, and with that, the low HP player of MW1 falls. Then the flank comes in. Suddenly, this is looking pretty bloody good, Baba. It's looking very damn good. 2 versus 2 now. Rexy, he knows there's a very high chance of a flank coming in right to Waste. Actually able to maneuver past that. Spike will be tapped once. Halfway down, there's the volley landing. Halfway down's good enough, but there's that kill. There's the follow-up.
From this execute. And Deathmaker, he will not shy away with that execute, that's for sure, but he still need to be careful on the B long. Here comes a showstopper. Will that connect? Yes, it does. That's Rexy gone. Even more so, Jet at the hands of Deathmaker. They've got the control back again. And this is concerning from Enigma. They've lost a lot of rounds, although they succeeded in 1 post plant. This will be even more detrimental if they lose this once more.
The Seekers are readily available for Velocity. I actually don't want to see him use it here. I think they are in pretty good position in terms of crossfires, and Deathmaker, he's just woken up. Deathmaker has come to this game warm, and unfortunately for the entirety of Enigma, that is going to spell danger. The one man who was pretty good at keeping Deathmaker on a leash was Raw Fuel, but let's be honest, he hasn't matched Deathmaker yet, and while he does prefer to use the Operator a little bit more than Deathmaker, we still need to see some...
Incendiary is a lot of utilities expended from Right to Ace's end. They want to get the confirmation, and they will do exactly that. MW1, such a close encounters, but that will be its downfall. Antidote is here. He'll be able to shut us down. They don't want to give Lambs control, and this might be even more problematic. The orbital strike pushes Antidote in. And Halaf comes back once again. He's playing very closely. Narvik might be the defending factor to it. Raffle, he needs to clutch this out. He needs to give Enigma the chance that he needs to come back in the round. And this can happen. 1v1, Deathmaker. He's been so chaotic for the past 5 rounds. Can he get to succeed this one more? Tension starts to soothe the round, but it's Raffle who will win it out.
The main duel I'm interested for now is we've seen Deathmaker's awake. And in that last round, Rossi was finally able to stop him. But you're looking at the peaks MW1's taking. You're looking at the peaks that Deathmaker's taking. Right now, Velocity have such confidence. Enigma need to find a way to break it. It's a lovely 2K from Antidote, but that only equalizes. LF's already in the back line. He's doing his job. Excali, he's having to rotate back around to Heaven. There's no sight control. And we're a good 30 seconds into the round, Baba, and it already looks like Velocity are ready to close it out.
Yeah, Raffle, man, his shots are pristine. He gets to take out FaZe. There's only 2 players left, and you could say that Enigma Gaming has their important choke points. But that off shot, he needs to make his shots count, and that's exactly what Hellf needs. One more chance for Excali. He needs this clutch so bad. But look at Hellf, he knows he just needs to play time. And that time will exactly give them the
faith in Enigma yet. I think that once Raw Fuel wakes up, we can have a game in our hands. But when Hellf is just decimating pushes from Enigma there, you really got to worry a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, this is more concerning though from Enigma's end. That heavy push that they made from B long, that commitment wasn't a good idea. And look at that, Deathmaker. Showstopper didn't work out, nor does the succession on his gunfight. RVK gets to get one, but instant trade out will come in. And this is not looking good from any.
Still that sort of X factor to watch out for here. But up against the Tour de Force, MW1 certainly has the slight advantage here. We'll have to see what comes from this though, with an early opening, and just the utility does all the work.
Does even more so. Deathmaker once again an opening pick. This is more dangerous, especially in the last round. A lot of utilities being expended. Of course, it's the last round. And MW1 always precise with his shots. Here comes the orbital strike. This will at least help them on repositionings. And raw fuel, no, he cannot. A beautiful rendezvous. He shouldn't have much of a problem though. The main problem has to be Enigma Gaming doing what they does best in their execute. And turns out it's RVK's turn to make his play. Oh boy, close range of that too from Brexy. Antidote is back again. And what has happened in this post plant? 2v5 and somehow Enigma, they're just looking very strong.
Deathmaker looking to make his foray out. Spots out the fade. Can't quite get the kill though. Tries to run away. It's Deathmaker in a 1v5, and I mean he's good, but I don't know if he's 1v5.
For Enigma though, they still need to be careful. MW1, what is that? 3 kills! You should have been careful on the corners, Enigma, and look what happened. The consequences that you guys need to face will be even more deadlier. They still have a chance though. 3v2. The main problem is in itself the control on the A side. And look at how VLT has been playing. So close, information not yet given, and Excali looking so strong. 2 kills, which means Antidote has to clutch. Actually, it was Helef who Nishan, and I believe Trailblazer will give them exactly that. Helef denies, and here comes the pain. Pushes in, and so does Raw Fuel. His energy is unstoppable.
Spike down.
So 1v3, right to Ace. He's made a decision to hold his ground. I believe Seekers will give the information regarding the final player. 1v3. Will we see right to Ace make a commitment for this clutch? Or will we get to see him?
And they're one of the few players who don't shy away from going aggressive on your defense, as demonstrated by Deathmaker. Thank you for that.
Ooh.
And he doubles down as well. Suddenly Enigma has turned on their head.
Velocity even knows exactly where the spike is. And they've already huddled up, and right to Ace exactly knows what's happening. Crossfire angles has been placed. It's just RVK left. And he will be cornered nonetheless. Even have the Sky Helef who's just patiently waiting, and there you go. This is crucial. This is exactly reading. Info. MW1 is safe for now. Patience as Enigma. Pushing this very carefully. They're just treading it very lightly. And missing that shot will give them even much more problem for them to deal with. Post plant. Showstopper, not the Showstopper. Deathmaker is all the way back from the flank. He might get to pick out RVK off by surprise. That lineup, removing that lineup would be so huge from VLT's end. But he's just playing it very closely. Look at that timing.
This could be perfect. Amsterdam is able to get out. There's that initial kill from Rexy, but Deathmaker doesn't realize the Viper's nearby. With his teammate falling, RVK just turns 180 and...
It's not a lot that he could say. It always depends on Raw Fuel's end. He's gonna miss that. The trade will come back nonetheless from Rexy's end, but Deathmaker is still alive, which means there's a lot of chaos which will happen from the B side. Post plant it is back again, and this time it's Velocity's turns to be even much more careful. Here comes RBK. The lurk, the nightfall, the patience that VLT had. They've got things under control. What can RBK do here? Yeah.
It's such a difficult position because he's given his audio cue. Velocity know all they have to do is just plant for defender spawn here. And push comes to shove for RVK. Even if he gets that spike and he's able to head back to A, there's already a Viper's Wall in place to sort of help him. But what is there for the afterplant? With only one snake bite, you still need to peek players. You still need to fight players. And that is really going to be a big difference maker here. The smoke is going to buy a bit of space, but there's the volley, there's the utility from the fade. It's almost irretrievable at this point.
Yeah, as the time ticks down to 10 seconds, you need to make a push, and with that crossfire angle, it will be Deathmaker who will succeed.
Sometimes the threat of you being there is scarier than you actually fighting them. And for Deathmaker, he's forcing the entirety of Enigma to clear their own spawn. They can't even do that. Excali falls Deathmaker. Sure, he had a hell of a start to this map. Yes, he quietened down a little bit over in the second half, but if he ends it on a bang as well, then Enigma really have to reconsider how they duel Deathmaker going into Haven.
It's just patience as raw fuel. It's all his hopes.
Player
Oh
standing.
man, even the
30
frenzy.
seconds left.
At a 1v4, Rexy, he's just been cornered from both the plays. It's all by himself versus the rest of the players from Velocity. He will